Walai kwa national anthem yetu mzima. Line tu moja tu ndio ina make sense hii. Mungu nguvu yetu. Hiyo peke yake. Hizi zingine zote hadi tuishi na undugu, amani na uhuru. Hakuna
uhuru siku hizi na sisi.
Uhuru hata hizi na sisi hata tulipotokanga, amani hakuna, undugu hakuna, siku hizi mandugu ni mandugu nugu. Yaani hakuna ati
na upendo.
Ati raha tupate na ustawi. Raha gani? Watu mtaani wanapata raha na matawi. Ustawi hakuna. Ati tushikane mikono pamoja kazini. Watu wana kazi. Ati sijui may we dwell in unity. Sasa tuna dwell in poverty. Sasa hakuna sasa ni kungori. Hakuna kitu yenye ati plenty be found within our borders.
Hakuna plenty.
Watu wanavuka border wakihepa.
Wakienda kutafuta hizo plenty huko.
Wakienda kutafuta plenty huko. Hakuna hata kitu hata mmoja kwa hiyo national anthem yenyewe. Sasa tunaishi nayo. Hakuna.
You cannot tell us that an innocent Kenyan arrested by the DCI officers, then 24 hours later is dead in the police cell. We cannot have a country where the DCI officers are behaving like terrorists. We cannot have a country where the police officers are behaving like bandits. We cannot have such a country. We have the constitution. We have the rule of law. If you arrest someone because alimefanya makosa, you take him to court. Why did you arrest Albert Ojwang? Makosa yake ilikuwa gani? We want to know. Nani alitoa DCI officers from Nairobi to go and arrest Albert Ojwang in his rural area? We want to know. The complainant ni nani? Na makosa ya Albert ni gani? We want to know. We cannot have such a country. We cannot have such a country where I live in fear because of the DCI officers. We cannot have a country where the people who are supposed to protect me are the same people who are arresting me and killing me in the police cell. We cannot have such a country. We have to decide, and I told you as Kenyans, we have to decide the kind of country we want to live in. We cannot have these police officers and DCI officers behaving like bandits. DCI officers are the ones deciding who lives and who dies. Since when? Which part of the constitution giving the DCI officers the mandate that they are the one to decide who is going to live and who is going to die? I want to know. I want to know. This is very serious. We cannot live in fear in our own country. We cannot have the clueless DCI officers, people who have not gone through training, enough training, coming out, arresting innocent Kenyans, then killing them in the police cell. We cannot have such police officers. We cannot have such officers in this country. We cannot have such officers. The time has come, we call these people out. We want to know the names of the DCI officers who went to arrest Albert Ojwang in his rural area. We want to know. You cannot tell us that Albert Ojwang alikuwa anajipiga ukuta. Alikuwa anajipiga ukuta. Kwenda alikuwa mwenda wazimu. Mlipoenda mkwenda kumshika, alikuwa mwenda wazimu. Aanze kujigonga kwa ukuta. Even mwenda wazimu yenye tunajua, mwenda wazimu kabisa amefika 90%. Hawezi ingia kwa polisi na aanze kujipiga kwa ukuta. There is something that the government of William Samoei Ruto must tell Kenyans. How can innocent Kenyan die in a police cell? How? The people who are supposed to protect Kenyans are the same people who are arresting them, not telling Kenyans makosa yake ni gani, then killing him in the police cell. We cannot have such a country. The time has come that we Kenyans must be hungry enough to demand for answers. We must be given answers. We cannot have a country where DCI officers ndio wana decide huyu ataishi, huyu atakufa kesho, huyu tutamshika lini, huyu atafanya. We cannot have such a country. We have the rule of law. We have the rule of law in this country. And personally, as Minister, I cannot live in fear in my own country. Because of a DCI officer. Arresting you, 24 hours later you are dead. We want to know the kind of torture they were torturing this Ojwang guy from his rural home mpaka fika hapa Nairobi. What was they doing for him? What was they doing for him? We must have the names printed out that the police officers were 4, 5, they were 3, and these are their names. These are the people who arrested Ojwang in his rural area. In the police cell, these are the people who are torturing him. We want to know. If you are not arrested, because maybe your name, where you come from, is the same where the president is coming from. So they will not arrest you. They will protect you. But I want to tell you this. Your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. From those who killed Gen Z, from those who killed people and dumped them in quarry, dumped them in our rivers, from those who killed innocent people in last year protest innocent young Kenyans, your days are numbered. You can be protected by the government of William Ruto now. But come 2027, after we are done with William Ruto, we will come for you. You will rot in jail, you piece of shit. You have been given the mandate to protect innocent Kenyans, to protect Kenyans na their properties. But wewe now you take advantage. Because wewe umemwambia unaitwa polisi, wewe unasema ambia watu you know I'm a DCI officer. Now you can arrest anyone, you can kill them anytime you want, you can do whatever you want because wewe unaitwa DCI officer. We cannot have such a country. We have the rule of law. And I'm not afraid to call you out for killing innocent soul, innocent Kenyan, the person who was supposed to be protected at all costs. We want to know makosa ya Albert Ojwang ilikuwa gani. Kwa nini you killed Albert Ojwang? Who ordered you to go and arrest him? And who is the complainant? We want to know. We cannot live like this. We cannot live in a country where the police have the mandate to decide nani anaishi na nani anakufa. Hawezi kuwa na inchi la kama hiyo. We cannot have such a country. We cannot have such a country. I will call you out if there is no one who will call you out because they are afraid. Let me tell you. Human beings only lives once. Hata we mwenyewe mwenye umeua Ojwang, Albert Ojwang, you will one day die. And you will die a very painful death. But before you die, you must rot in jail. You must rot in jail. We want the names so that your process ikiendelea. I don't want to see this IPOA shit thing. I don't want. IPOA wao wanaendianga wale watu ambao waprotectiwi na serikali. Once they are being protected by the government, IPOA hawezi waendea. So we most likely we will not get justice for Albert Ojwang. Most likely we will not get justice for Albert Ojwang. But wait. We are recording what is happening in this country. Once we are done with William Ruto, we will go one by one, case after case, for those police officers and DCI officers and NIS officers and KDF officers who were out in June last year, 2024, and killed innocent Kenyans. And these ones now who have killed Albert Ojwang, we will come for you. We cannot live in such a country where you think you are above the law. You are not above the law because you are a police officer. You are not above the law because you are a DCI officer. You are not above the law because you are a KDF officer. You are not above the law because you are the president. Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria Raila joining the government hakuna Mkenya atauliwa kwa sababu of such nonsense. So, Kenya Kwanza government and ODM must tell us why they killed Albert Ojwang. They have to tell us.
Mwai Kibaki said that hata uongo na wizi inahitaji akili. Hawezi danganya watu mpaka washangae umetoka shimo gani. I know you've seen that statement that has been made by the police. And everything else that is being reported and is in the public domain, by the way, seems to be contradicting and looking at different direction from what they are saying. So Albert Ojwang apparently committed suicide in a police station. Anywhere else but a police station. But huko ndo aliamua ajimalizie. And I want us to go through everything I've read, everything that is out there, tuone how a man possibly turned suicidal in under 24 hours. Now, this man, from what I hear, had a young family. What happens to men when they have young families is that they have something to live for. Another thing, this man was arrested in Homa Bay County and for some reason was taken to Nairobi County, 385 kilometers away from the jurisdiction of arrest. Okay. Homa Bay is a county that has police stations, competent crime units, and competent courts that would handle this matter. But somehow was taken to Nairobi. So, I want to be persuaded how procedurally that is allowed. They say that they charged him with publication of, or the arrest was occasioned by publication of false information. So, that is section 23 of the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Act. So I want to understand, because this is a known offense with known punishment, how that punishment translates somehow to death. I've just watched Hussein Khalid say that his body, apparently from what he has investigated and found out, was at City Mortuary, or was delivered to City Mortuary at 2 a.m. in the night. Yet the father in the morning was being mark-timed in Central Police Station. Akiambiwa angoje aende akunywe chai angoje after traveling all night from Homa Bay. Ndo afike hapo by saa moja. Amemark-timishwa hapo while they know mwili ya mtoto wake haiko huko. And then the audacity of them to hand him a chaplain. This is why I say religion is misused completely in this country. Munampatia chaplain. A chaplain is a person who is religiously involved in institutions. At sasa ndio break the news. A man who, while being transported, was asking his friends, ushaishikwa, remand kunakaa aje? Will I be safe? Remand ni kusafe. A person who was worried about his safety while being in custody of police is the one you want to tell us now that alicommit suicide. And okay, wacha tuende story ingine. Wacha tuingie local thought processes. Nimewahi ona mob justice. Nishaiona mtu nikiwa mtoto amechukuliwa mawe ya 9x9, ile mawe ya mjengo, amegongwa ya kichwa na hakukufa. Na si ati aligongwa hiyo as the first one. He was already black and blue and swollen by the time that is happening, and he did not die. I want you to explain to me how you can self-inflict such harm on yourself. Ujigongeshe, you don't pass out, you don't bleed out, like you have to apply so much force so many times for you to do that to your own self. Witness accounts are disputing what the police are saying, that his body looked and had markings of blunt force trauma. That is the man who was asking about his safety in custody, who has a young family, who had gone to see his parent. His parent clearly says that they have struggled with them so that he could get a degree. 31 years of age. Suddenly suicidal and decides to be suicidal in a police station. Wacha tu niseme, malipo ni hapa duniani tu. Blood of people, we have cheapened the life of people in this country so much so that losing a life to the people who are supposed to protect us like police is not a problem. Naona watu wakisema social media unafaa kuwa careful kitu unasema. There are laws that recognize that people can overstep in their freedom of speech. Laws that can be used to punish people, criminalize or execute criminalization of those freedoms if they are overstepped. So this offense is known, its consequence is known, but the penalty is not that it's death, but it is because you have cheapened life. Where the police are exercising abuse of power, brutalizing people, and being held in custody of the police is almost a death sentence. We need to know the truth. The truth must come out. Na italipiwa hapa dunia.
Kenya kunaendelea kuharibika. Unajua Samoei kuna vile cheki anatry kuchange rules. Jiulize hii swali. Tafakari ya babu. Na ya babu ni haya. If you're a president and you know that there's an election in 2 years time, would you, if you're not sure of coming back, would you repair your office for 2 billion shillings? Would you repair Statehouse for 2 billion shillings? That's a total of 4 billion shillings. If you're not 100% sure that you're coming back. Yes? The reason I keep doing this, this person is planning to use all methods to come back. So it's up to us to make sure that tumetokea sisi wote. Tokea. Make sure anyone who will be 18 by that time ametokea. Make sure the gap is so big that hata Sudi jua atampigia jua mwambia Yamune eko nene.
Okay. Tumalize hii kesi once and for all. Once and for all. Watu wa 1 term kwa comments. Watu wa 2 term kwa likes. Narejelea. Watu wa 1 term kwa comments. Watu wa 2 term kwa likes. Wacha tumalize hii story leo once and for all. Let's do this.
And don't buy into the political rhetoric of trying to divide you into tribes.
Yes.
Our problems are not tribal. There's no Kikuyu problem, there's no Kalenjin problem, there's no Luo problem, there's no Somali problem. There's no Kamba problem.
Yes.
Shift share knows no tribe. The university funding model knows no tribe.
Yeah.
Joblessness knows no tribe. All these problems that we point out,
Yeah.
they do not know any tribe.
Wakisema one term tunawaambia nini? Tunawaambia nini? Tunawaambia nini?
One term is real. One term is unstoppable. And no violence. We need peace. But one term is real. Hii hata Mungu ameweka sahihi. Hii kampuni ya profesa na dokta sio ni ikiwaka. Hata mtoe pesa ngapi, mshuke juu, mshuke chini, muende kando, muende katikati. Hii one term is real. Asi machezo.
Enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.